Hey y'all, what's up? It's Joleigh and welcome back to another Friday here on Daily Diabetics. Again, I am so excited to be back. I know it's only our second week back, but I absolutely love being back. It just gives me another thing to look forward to each week. But anyways, this week's video theme is type 1 diabetes must-haves or type 1 diabetes essentials. It's not necessarily things that we cannot live without, but it's things that we either like to have that kind of shows off our diabetes, or something that we would not want to live without because it makes having diabetes just a little bit easier. So why don't we just jump right into this week's video. Alright, so the first few things that I'm going to show you kind of relate only to my Dexcom, but I kind of wanted to show them to you guys because I definitely would not be able to have my Dexcom if I didn't have all of these things. So first, I always use skin tack. So if I did not use skin tack, it would honestly be a waste of money for me to have a Dexcom because my Dexcom does not like to stay on, and this is pretty much just like skin glue, and so honestly it ends up getting really hard to take off, and sometimes it ends up like tearing my skin and making me bleed. So to go along with skin tack, I use Unisolve. It's another type of wipe. Both of these are the wipe type. They have other things like the bottles with the little dipsticks, but I like the wipes because they're more convenient when going on vacation and things like that. So Unisolve has been a lifesaver. So when I first started using skin tack, I was like, oh my gosh, this is great. Like, it keeps my Dexcom on, until I wanted to take it off, and then it wouldn't come off. So I started with trying to use like baby oil. A lot of people told me to try that. It did not work. People told me just use a whole bunch of like alcohol prep wipes, and I was like, it's not working. I'm telling you guys, it does not work. So then I started using Goo Gone, and if you guys don't know what that is, it's not to be put on your body. So I definitely do not recommend it, but it did help get it off. It did not get it off all the way, but it did definitely help. But then I started seeing people use Unisolve, and I am telling you, this stuff is crazy. Like, it gets everything off, because I hate the little black stuff that gets left on from your Dexcom, and this stuff takes it off like just like that, no problems at all. So I definitely recommend using this. And to go along with keeping my Dexcom on, sometimes even skin tack does not always work, because sometimes I either put my Dexcom on too late, like after the skin tack has already dried, or I put it on too early to where it has not started to dry yet and my Dexcom just doesn't stick to it. So then I have Expression Med, and I have tried every single tape you can think of, from Griff Grips to patch peels to Skin Patch, I think is another one. And by far, I recommend these. So this design is honestly my all-time favorite. It is so cute, and it's kind of skin colored, but then it has a little design, which I think is super cute. I thought this one was super fun. It has little elephants. I just thought that was cute. I have this heart one, which is super cute, but it's a lot bigger. So I don't typically use these ones, but I do take them to diabetes camps with me, and I give them to some of the kids. And then I got a huge pack of Halloween ones from Expression Med when I made an order around Halloween, but those ones are currently in my diabetes drawer. But yeah, so you guys should definitely go and check out Expression Med. Also, I just love them so much. One, I could keep them on for the entire 10 days. I don't typically put my, one of these tapes on here the first day, or usually the second day. I usually don't put it on until like the 4th or the 5th day. But I have put it on for the entire 10 days that I have my Dexcom G6 on, and it stays on. It's the most comfortable. They don't get all gross and disgusting like some of the other ones do. They don't start to peel up. These ones stay down like all the way around the edges, so I definitely recommend these. And if you guys use these and you love them too, I hope you guys know the story behind this company. I think it is absolutely amazing that a best friend would do that for her best friend that had type 1 diabetes. So I think that is super cool, and if you guys have not heard the story, you should definitely go check it out. Alright, so the next thing I have is another type of like tape, and I usually cut holes in the middle of this either for my Dexcom or my pump site if I need to, like if I'm going to be swimming a lot or in the summer where it's super hot. Then I use this. It's called Tack, and it's basically what they put over IVs in an ambulance. My dad has given me quite a bit of these from his fire department, and they work really well as well. That was kind of weird to say. And then last thing that I have for my Dexcom, which I didn't really know existed until I continually called Dexcom saying, oh, well, my Dexcom came off on the second day that I had it on. And they're like, oh, have you guys, like, how did it fall off? And I was like, it just doesn't stick. And so they sent me these Dexcom over patches. If you guys need anything to put over your Dexcom, these are free from Dexcom, and you have to call Dexcom directly. You can't go through, like, I have Byram for my like supplier for my pump and my Dexcom, but they don't supply these. But Dexcom does supply these for free and will send them pretty much overnight in the mail to you. And they pretty much just look like this. They are clear. They are the shape of your Dexcom. And they're super easy to put on by yourself. So that is super helpful. And that's another thing I like about Expression Med is the tape. I don't know if you guys can see this little picture up here, but it has like an A and then two B's. So the A you take off first and then you take off the other one, so it makes it really, really easy to apply these onto your Dexcom yourself, whether it's on your leg or your arm or your stomach or your back. You can do it yourself. It is super, super easy. Alright, so the next thing that I would definitely not want to live without, and I didn't know if I'd really like it, because I never really liked wearing bracelets or watches or anything like that, and so finally we decided that getting an Apple Watch for me was super important, which I will explain why in just a second. But I really like that you can just see my numbers on the top screen. Currently it just has dots because I was away from my Dexcom because I was just in the shower. But it's really nice that if I'm at work or I am like in the middle of the night and it's going off, I can just look and see what it's at and just fix it instead of having to like go and find my receiver or my phone or whatever. Like I can just stay in my bed, I can look at it and go along with it. But now you guys can kind of see what it is. Currently I'm at 203. It's because I just took a shower and was disconnected from my pump. But yeah, that's currently what my blood sugar is. But I would definitely not want to live out without my Apple Watch. Alright, and to go along with everything that I have shared about keeping my Dexcom on and easy ways to see your numbers with Dexcom, I would not want to live without my Dexcom. And just like Lena said, if I had to choose between the pump and the Dexcom, I would definitely choose the Dexcom, mainly because I personally go on multiple daily injections every once in a while, just because it does keep me more focused on my diabetes and I don't get the whole burnout situation. And so I like to go on injections every once in a while and take a break from my pump. And if there's like an event that I'm going to where I'm like, I just really don't have a place to put my pump with this dress, whether it's tight or it just didn't work, then I can take my pump off and I can have injections. And so I honestly would way rather live without my pump than my Dexcom. And the main reason we got my Apple Watch to get my Dexcom hooked up to it is because I am fully functioning when my blood sugar is at like between 15 and 20, and so I can go that low and not even know that my blood sugar is low. Like I have no signs, no nothing. My personality doesn't change, nothing. So that is super scary for me, because if I were to go below 10, my doctor is pretty sure that I would pass out. And so having my watch to wake me up in the middle of the night, my phone, my pump, everything going off will wake me up. And so that is another reason why I would want my Dexcom, is because it honestly saves my life every single day, because I do not feel my lows. And I typically like to run my blood sugar below 100, typically between 60 and 90, and so being on that lower side for me is kind of scary because I don't feel it. And then if you guys remember when we did a video on our like scariest low blood sugar story, if you guys do not remember, I did not share a scary low blood sugar story. I shared a high blood sugar story because, again, I do not have scary low blood sugar stories because I am fully functioning at like 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Like, I can be that low and it not be a problem for me. And so my Dexcom is definitely something that I cannot live without. It's not really a like, oh, I just like having it. It's something that I must have. The next thing I have is, so a lancing device, and this one honestly is more, I just like it, and it is the Genteel. This thing is honestly pretty much painless. There are certain times where it could be painless, but I don't like checking my my blood sugar on my fingertips because I do play piano and guitar, and honestly, playing guitar after you've checked your blood sugar a lot hurts your fingers so much to press down on the strings. So being able to check like my palm or my arm or whatever is so nice. Another lancing device that I absolutely love, which I have, which I did not get out, was the AccuCheck Fast Click. That thing, it does not hurt either, and it has 6 needles in it, which is really, really, really nice, so I like that. Another thing with checking your blood sugar is I absolutely love the One Touch Vario IQ. I know there is a new AccuCheck meter as well, and I think a contour one as well, but they have lights up here, which I think is awesome. This is something that I absolutely love, having this meter, because if I do get up in the middle of the night and I like honestly feel low, or I which does not like ever happen, it's like once in a blue moon, but if I do have to check my blood sugar manually in the middle of the night, then it's nice just having this on my bedstand right over there, that little white thing right there. And the drawer is full of snacks and my meter and juice and things like that. So I can just stay in bed and I don't have to get up or anything. And having a light is nice because then I don't have to get out of bed to turn the light on. Alright, the next thing that I decided that I absolutely could not live without was a medical ID. And so I have a medical ID bracelet because I was told that I have to wear one to bring certain things into certain venues. So I do have a medical ID bracelet, and I plan on ordering a new one, but they're super expensive, so I've not ordered one yet. But I decided, since I continually lost my ID bracelet, and then there's days that I just didn't want to wear my bracelet, I got a tattoo, and it just says diabetic, and then under it has a 1, so the T and the 1 are in blue, just to show that type 1, and be more specific on what it is, and it's just on my wrist. It's there so that if like I go in an ambulance and they put an IV right here, then they see that I have type 1 diabetes. Alright, this essential is something that honestly it really isn't essential for me, just because I do have an insulin pump, and so this is for all you people that are on the T-Slim. If you guys have not heard of Type 1 Tactical, they literally have the best cases in the entire world, and they are super cute. It comes in my favorite color, Tiffany blue, comes in black, army green, purple, a super cute pink, which I'm about to order because that is super cute too. When I first got mine was like when they were not very much well known, and so it did take a little bit longer for them to send it to me, but I'm telling you guys, it is so worth it. I've heard a lot of people just hate it because of the weight, and they never like even gave it a chance, but it honestly, like, sometimes it is hard to get off. Like, if you, I don't know if I can hold it. Let me like disconnect my pump really quick so you guys can see this. So this is so hard to get off. Like, I don't even have anything here that I can really show you, but like if I put it on my shirt, you guys, like it does not come off very easily. You have to like pull it off, and if you put it on a belt, like, it is honestly super hard to get off. So I really, really like this. It is not like to the point where like you cannot get it off, but it's to the point where it's not gonna come off like the newer T-Slim ones from Tandem. I honestly, even the older ones that were like the 2-piece ones, I liked those ones, but they broke, and I spent so much money on them. I've had this one for probably close to a year now, and I am obsessed with this. I have not had it break. I have not had any of those issues. I've heard people have lost like screws here, and you just send them an email and they overnight it to you, and they don't like make you pay anything. And like, it's a nice thing because like it's really hard to get it out too. You have to like separate it right here and then push up, and then it comes out, and it's just like a little holster. They have one for pretty much every single type of insulin pump that you can think of. And I definitely recommend these if you guys have trouble keeping any of your pumps on your belt, on your pocket, whatever. It is super convenient, and it's super nice. Like, it's not like thin plastic, if that makes sense. Like, it's super protective, so I definitely recommend this Type 1 tactical case. They have moved into a warehouse, so their wait is honestly not as long anymore, and that's why I'm super excited to order the pink one. Alright, so the rest of the things that I have to show you, I do have one other thing to share with you guys that is like definitely a must-have for me, but these are things that I just really like having as a type 1 diabetic. So these last few things are things that I definitely don't need, but I like to have. So a whole bunch of different like bags that I have a Diabetic bag, and I have another one. I just didn't bring it up here because I had a whole bunch of other ones, but I have this little clutch that I absolutely love for when I go out to like a nice dinner or to a type 1 diabetes event. Then I like having this. So back here is a little spot to put your phone. Up front is where you can put all your wallet things that you need. It has a thing for your change, for your ID, for like cash back here, receipts, whatever, just had something fall out. And then for your cards, you can go right here. And then the middle is designated to all your diabetes stuff. So you can keep like your meter in here. You can keep some insulin or a lancet right here, or another lancet right here. You can keep insulin or test strips right here. This is a waste pouch, so you just take it out and you can go throw all the trash that's in here away. And then I put syringes, and then my 2 different type of lancets in there. So one for my Genteel, a whole bunch for my Genteel, and then I have 2, which is a total of 12 lancets for my AccuCheck Fast Click. So I absolutely love this bag because I'm not a big like purse person, so being able to have just a little clutch when I'm going out places is nice. And you can have it as a wristlet, or they have a thing where you can connect it right here and right where I have it hooked on right here, and you can have it as like a crossbody. The next thing I have is what I honestly use for my everyday. Like, it goes in my work bag, it goes in my school bag, it goes in my car when I'm leaving my house. Is this bag, and it says this bag contains my pancreas. And then I just put like a site change in here for my pump. I usually don't put a Dexcom thing in here because I put my meter and my test strips and my lancet in here. Some alcohol swabs. Usually I have like either these Dexcom patches or Expression Med, just in case something were to happen with my Dexcom. Then I can put those on, and I put them in here. The next one I have, I believe Lindsay showed at the beginning of the week, but it is just this little cute first aid thing that we, pretty much everybody on this channel, I know there was me, I'm pretty sure Lena got it, Lindsay, Noelle, I think, and maybe when Emily was on this channel, I'm pretty sure she got it as well. But we got it at Target, and it was super cheap. It was like, I think like $6 or $8 or something like that. And it just honestly keeps everything you need for like just a weekend trip, so like a few days, like 2-3 days. And it's just super duper nice to have it all in here. The next bag is one of my favorites, and I have one in every color. So I have a red one, a blue one, a green one, and a gray one, and I got them at these diabetes camps that I worked at over the summer. So it's super nice to have if you're going camping or if you're going to be at the airport. You can just put all your carry-on stuff in here. But if you open this is from Lilly, which is like the Lilly Diabetes Company. And if you guys cannot read that, just you put your name, your contact information. It says you are a type 1 diabetic. It says, in case of an emergency, first call 911 or local emergency services, and then contact the phone number above. So then it has like my doctor's name and contact information, emergency phone number, my address, my name, and then for the caregiver on things that you should always have in this bag if you are going hiking, or if you are going out of town, or if your kids use this for school. It is super nice just because it does have that thing in here. If somebody were to open your bag to find like your ID or anything, then they would automatically know that you are a type 1 diabetic. So I love this backpack. Alright, so the last object that I have to show you is honestly like, you're like, I don't know how those are used for diabetes, and they're honestly really not used for diabetes. I just think they're super cute to wear, and they're supporting people with type 1 diabetes, and they're these winter UGG type boots. And I got them from a diabetes site, and they have the diabetes ribbon with a blood drop on them. And they're from the diabetessite.com, and so it just has those, and I got them, I think, last year for Christmas, and they are just super duper cute, and I absolutely love them. They have held up super well. They're honestly true to size. They're super comfortable. They're super durable. Like, the bottom isn't like that foam. It's actually rubber, so they don't fall apart. But yeah, I wear these all the time, and I've had them for a year, and they honestly, like, you can tell that, like, they hold up really well. They're definitely not Uggs, but they are super cute and representing diabetes. Alright, so the very last thing that I want to talk about with this video is I could not have gotten through my diagnosis and still being a diabetic without my family and my doctors. So honestly, I'm going to talk about my doctors first. So my doctors are from the Barbara Davis Center. If you guys go to the Barbara Davis Center and you see Sophia, that is also who I see. And she is honestly just the best doctor I could have ever asked for. I have seen several other doctors there as well, and they are all fantastic, but honestly, just like Sophia's personality fits with my personality, and I absolutely love her so much. And just the entire Barbara Davis Center and the support group they have there, from the Children's Diabetes Foundation to all the staff, through the doctors, through the nurses, through the nutritionists, through the counselors, through the people at the front desk. They're all just absolutely amazing, and I cannot tell you that they are the biggest support system for my family, more than anything in the world. So if my family had any questions, or they were scared or whatever, they could call them at any time of the night, any time of the day, whatever, and they will be there for them. And I think that is absolutely amazing, because for a lot of you, if you guys are watching the channel and you guys are a type 1 diabetic, you know that the disease is just not a personal disease. It affects the entire family. So just having that support system for me, but also my family, has been so important. All right, and to talk about my family, so my family is absolutely amazing, and I bet you guys have a great support system from your family as well. But my family is just, they go over the top with it and just make me feel so special, and that I'm not different, and that diabetes is just this tiny little part of me, and there's so much more to me than just my diabetes. And diabetes will never define who I am, and it will never choose what I do with my life or how I choose to live my life. My family has made that very clear to me and everybody around me, and their support has made me being a diabetic so much easier, and they make it fun in a way. If there's any way to have fun with diabetes, my family has made that happen. And so if you guys did not watch my video in the past on the blood sugar game for one of the freestyle weeks, you should definitely go check it out. It was very interesting. But basically, it all started on a vacation where my family decided that whoever has the highest blood sugar has to pay for dinner. And I honestly did not have the highest blood sugar, so that was so much fun. Yeah, we all check our blood sugar, and whoever has the highest one had to pay for dinner. But the blood sugar game that we have now come up with is whoever has the highest blood sugar has to do a dare out of this little cup that we have a whole bunch of dares in, and they just make it so much fun. And then another thing is, like, my brother has been such a big support to me as well, and if my pump goes off in the middle of the night, or when we're in the car, he's like, oh my gosh, are you okay? Like, do we need to stop and get something? But he doesn't do it in the way that's like, oh my gosh, diabetes is all of you, like, oh my gosh, you're in this little bubble because you can't get hurt. And like, he is not that way. He makes jokes about my diabetes. He has fun with me with my diabetes. When I check my blood sugar, he's like, oh my gosh, do you have another Lancet for me to check mine? And like, he always has so much fun with it. And the rest of my family has also been such a big support. Like, my mom and my grandma have gone to different diabetes events with me. My sister has been such a big help since I have turned 21. I do drink a little bit, but it's not to the point that's like ridiculous, but she does make sure that she takes care of me and making sure that I'm taking care of myself instead of focusing on drinking. So that's something that's super helpful too, and it's something that me and my sister have gotten to hang out more, is being able to go out and have a drink, but she's also making sure that my diabetes is okay. And my dad, I remember when I was first diagnosed, the highs would really affect me. And when I would be really high, I would just go and he'd be in the living room sitting on the couch, and I would just like sit on his lap until I would feel better, because I thought I was going to throw up, and he would just hold me until I'd feel better. And my dad went to a event with me at a Denver Avalanche game, and so that was super nice. And it's just, my family is such a big support system, and I could go on and on and on about them, but this video is already very long, so I apologize for that. But I just wanted to share my doctors and my family with you guys as well, because those are such a big essential and must-have for me as a type 1 diabetic. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Also be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and comment any other must-haves or essentials that you guys feel like you must have, and maybe something that I left out, or something that I may be able to discover, be like, oh, that is a must-have, I need to start having that with me. And so comment down below, interact with us, because we absolutely love it. So I will see y'all next Friday, and have a Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas. Bye, guys.